or list 'em, love or list 'em. We have a lover that needs your wisdom. This I tell ya, brother, one could end it with the other. Love or list 'em, love or list 'em.
Welcome to Love 'em or List 'em. Do this every single Thursday at this time. You know, all of us have been in those weird dating situations, those dynamics where we're like, this is odd, but we kind of like this person. What are we supposed to do? Or maybe we don't really like the person, then we're like, quickly end it. But, you know, in those moments, we ask our friends and family for help, and now we have everybody's help on Thursdays.
Yeah, because our listeners always come correct with amazing advice and stories just to help sort of clear the perspective of whoever we have on.
And maybe it's not the exact same story that you've gone through, but sometimes I feel like we can all identify with what's going on. But I think a lot of you can connect with what is going on with Bailey right now. She has a kid, her boyfriend has a kid, but they're not quite lining up on when they are going to be meeting each other's kids, even after some time dating. With that, Bailey, I'll let you kind of take your life situation from there. What is that thing going on right now that you need some help with today on Love 'em or List 'em?
So my boyfriend and I, we both have children from previous relationships. And so about a month ago, and like I said, we haven't been dating long, only about, 6 months now? And so about a month ago, I introduced him to my daughter. And that actually is about 2 months ago, now that I think about it. So we've been dating for 6 months. About 2 months ago, I introduced him to my daughter.
Got it.
And, you know, I was ready for that moment. I see him long-term in my life. And you know, I want a future with him. But now we're at the 6-month mark, and he's yet to introduce me to his son. And I don't feel like I'm really being pushy about it. It's more like, hey, you know, I'd love to meet him, that type of thing. And I try to bring it up very respectfully. But, you know, all Isaac does in return is kind of just like smile and say, like, you know, soon enough, or
doesn't want to talk about the situation. He kind of hears you, but quickly moves on to the next conversation because for him, obviously, it's a kind of an uncomfortable topic. So how does he address it when, hey, I'd love to meet your kid? Is he just being very protective of his kid? Has it gone sideways for him in the past with the introduction? Like, why do you think he's... I mean, we've had a conversation like this before with other people that have called in over the 8 years.
It's tricky when kids are involved.
It's tricky, and parents are protective, some more protective than others, so we got to respect that. But how does he explain that to you, Bailey?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't really explain it. He just kind of like brushes it off. And like, it's one thing, like you said, if we had a conversation or if he even gave me any indication of what to look for, then it would be easier. But he just kind of smiles and like, oh, we'll talk about it later, or you know, soon enough. And I'm just thinking, like, it's been 6 months and you met my daughter 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Right.
And he has to know that. I mean, he knows that. He knows the balance that he's met your kid and you've yet to meet his. That's been well established. So to answer your question, are you being needy by asking? I think not.
I
because
agree.
The score
This is not 1 month into the relationship.
6 months.
The score is very clear. And for you, it's clearly important to you to define what this relationship is and if it deserves momentum going forward, momentum being meeting the children.
Right.
So I don't think it's pushy at all.
Exactly. And I'm a good mom. Of course I care about my daughter. So if I'm introducing my daughter to you, that shows you that I'm serious about us and I want to have a future with you. But this moment of not meeting his son has like really made me question where he is in the relationship versus where I am.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we've gone on vacations, we've gone on road trips, and everything feels like we're on the same page. But him not allowing me to meet his son, it makes me think maybe we're not. So, like, how do I handle this? Like, you know, like I'm trying to be on the same page with him. I want to meet his son. I want to move the relationship forward, but I just don't know what to do here.
This is almost like, are we getting engaged or not, but with the kid involved instead.
More important than a ring.
Yes.
Right. Bailey, love him or list him. Sarah there so we can get you this figured out, all right?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That we got Bobby.
Bobby.
Thank you. With us right now with his own advice. Love him or list him if you're Bailey, Bobby.
I would have to go ahead and list him because when my children were little, they're all grown now. If I really liked a woman, I didn't want them to meet my kids because my daughter would not let me have a girlfriend. They were not good enough. But it just the way it sounds to me on this is he's not wanting her to meet his kids because he don't want the child telling somebody else.
Oh, I see. Oh, so you think it's the kid might blab and maybe the ex doesn't even know that he's in a relationship or somebody doesn't need to know. I didn't think about it like that.
I didn't either.
Bobby, are you sure this isn't Shonda Rhimes with a male voice?
Bobby.
Well, I think she's about to find out that she's a side chick and just don't know it.
Oh man, you have
It is. You
twisted
just
little
confirmed.
mind there.
You just confirmed it is Shonda Rhimes with a male
is
voice.
Shonda Rhimes.
With that follow up line.
What are you doing down here being a man?
Shonda, Shonda Bobby Rhimes. Thank you for calling. Have a good day.
Yes, sir.
And by the way, Shonda,
Bobby.
Shonda, since you called in, love what you've done with the Bridgerton franchise on Netflix. Just fantastic work, Shonda Bobby Rhimes.
Innovative.
Very innovative. All right, next up, we got Bailey is back. A lot of advice for you, Bailey, on Facebook. Also, as you've been listening over the last 15 minutes, final decision, what are you going to do with this guy who's kind of been dragging his feet, but maybe rightfully so, with things that you might not know about? Are you going to have a conversation, or are you just going to list him? What's going to happen?
You know what? I'm going to list them.
Ooh.
I mean, I appreciate the advice. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I care about my daughter too, and
Right.
you've met my daughter. So you're not communicating. You're not telling me anything about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to be able to feel like I'm on the same page with you. And if that's not going to happen, then I got to list them.
Girl,
And
that-
you know what? Even if it is a situation with the child's mother, that's not necessarily something I want to deal with either then at that point.
Well, and
Mm.
also
I
he could have
gotta do
been
what I gotta do.
upfront with that information, and instead of just letting you sit there wondering.
Exactly. Like there's no communication. You just leave me out in the dark and don't tell me anything. And like I said, you've met my daughter.
Exactly.
So what are you saying about me and my parenting skills? I'm
Yeah,
showing
there's
you
that.
that I want this relationship. I want to move forward, and you're leaving me hanging. I don't have time to waste.
Right. You don't have your time is precious when you become a parent.
That's right.
You don't have nobody wastes it. It's even more disrespectful wasting a single mother's time. You don't have time for that. And that C word, I swear, every time we do this on Thursdays, that C word comes up. Communication.
It's pretty
Imagine.
important. Pretty important.
And you know what? It's not like it's been a few weeks. Like we've been dating for 6 months. You met my daughter 2 months ago. So, there's no communication. I want to feel like we're on the same page, and clearly we're not. So I need to move on and do what's best for me.
There it is.
Well, good luck with that conversation.
Enough said.
Breaking up with someone
Man.
is never easy,
And-
and I'm so sorry you have to have it.
And breaking up with a guy that she's in love with.
I know.
She cares about.
She doesn't have time to
I
waste.
do.
All
Well,
Yeah,
right.
maybe
I do. I
maybe
really
it'll be
care
a
about
wake
him.
up call.
Yeah, maybe he needs to
I hope so.
I think
really
he's
do.
stuck in not knowing what he wants next in his life. All right, Bailey, best of luck with this decision. If there's an update in a couple months, welcome to reach out, email
Yes.
us, text us, whatever, okay?
Good luck.
Okay, thank you guys. Have a
Thank
good
you,
one.
Bailey.
Take care, Bailey.
Bye.